Hi, everybody. My name is Cathy Wayne, and I am an instructor with First Responder Resiliency. And I come to you today to talk to you a little bit about our program and what we're doing, and also to share some of my experiences as a first responder. I began my career in Oakland as an EMT and then a paramedic before I joined the Highway Patrol, the California Highway Patrol, where I spent the next 27 plus years serving all over the Bay Area. I eventually retired out of the San Jose area as the commander, and I think today I just bring you some of the education that I've had over the years, as well as a lot of the experiences that I've had and that I bring to this program. So, in addition to my fear of being in front of the camera, sometimes I think. Since I'm retired, what can I bring? What can I really bring that's new and relevant to law enforcement, not being part of the active community anymore? And I think, I went on the internet and I was looking at all this information that was out there about leadership qualities and what you can do and the best things that you can do to lead your troops during these troubled times and stuff. And I realized at that point that I was searching. Um, for answers to try to give you answers on how you can deal with your employees during this time. But what I realized is that I really didn't need all the other stuff. I just needed um, what I've done and what I've learned and my experiences about what I can bring to the table as a first responder throughout my career. So I'm going to talk to you about some of those things today. Um, First responder resiliency has been one of the greatest experiences in my life, and the many modalities and the different tools and programs that they have has been a great benefit to me, and would have really been a great benefit to me throughout my career with my peers and with my employees, and most importantly with myself, that I could have greatly benefited from some of the things that I'm learning in retirement. And that's why I feel really good about sharing some of that information with you. And with this COVID-19 virus, I refer to it as the fear of the unknown. In law enforcement, we face each day being on the front line and always alert for the suspicious vehicle, the suspicious person, not having a good feeling about something. Something's just not right. And however, this fear is a little bit different because you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't smell it, and you don't know who has it. There is some fear there, but it's just not at the same level as it would be in a regular law enforcement capacity. I remember during 9/11, during those attacks, I was a field sergeant in the Bay Area, and I remember all the 911 calls, and the big thing was the terrorists, the terrorists. And we had so many calls on, suspicious driver driving a U-Haul truck, or my neighbors are suspicious, come and check them out. And everybody was waving their American flags on their vehicles, and it was a proud moment. But soon those times faded and it was just back to business as usual. With this pandemic, I think that law enforcement is not on the front lines in regards to the immediate response to, say, the treatment of sick individuals. And since most of the people are within their homes, we find that the roads and freeways are pretty clear. Most restaurants and the places where officers would normally rest and congregate are closed. Calls for service are down for the time being. And I think the greatest fear that I see with this ongoing epidemic is complacency. And I think with a lack of proactive law enforcement activities and limited public contact, will tend to lead to boredom. So with this downtime that we have, what are the things that you can do in your command and your office and your department? And here's just some of the things that I was brainstorming and came up with. It can be done with overlap shifts. It can be done in squads. It can be done with office personnel and support staff. First of all, maybe do an inventory of your office and see the things that need to be purchased or replaced or maybe missing. Have all your officers go through their civil unrest bags and equipment, test their equipment, look at their face shields, look at their neck straps, make sure that they have all the equipment they need, and then have them practice doing some of their tactical formations. That's always a good time. There's never time to do those things until the real emergency happens, and then everybody's off kilter. Reach out to your employees off duty due to injury or other reasons. Just give them a call, drop them a note, write them a letter. You have time to do that now. Reach out to your retirees, especially those that are newly retired, because they once were on the front line, and now I think there's a little bit of anxiety when you're not out there doing the job. You want to take the time to maybe provide some informative videos, podcasts, webinars, and you can take this information and you can show it to all the different shifts. And it's just a learning tool that you can do. Check in on your vulnerable employees, and you all know who they are, the vulnerable ones, those suffering from depression, maybe those that are active in their substance abuse, those struggling with the family problems, financial difficulties. These employees may have a heightened sense of emotional responses in this situation. Tell your employees ideas on how to quiet their mind in a healthy way when they're off duty. And a lot of times we'll say, go home and get some rest. Well, me personally, I remember going home to get rest, and I would be in bed laying there thinking about, or I would say obsessing about, what I did wrong, what I forgot to do, and what I needed to do when I got back to work. Um, uh, I think lack of sleep is probably one of the number one problems with the first responders, and we just got to find a way to turn that off. What I found throughout my years as a supervisor, a manager, and is that people want to know that you care about them. And here's an example. One year I purchased some personalized Christmas ornaments, and I wrote a Christmas card and gave an ornament to every one of my employees. It took me days to do this. And a couple weeks later, 3 guys came into my office and they said, they wanted to talk to me, and I was worried about it. Well, what's going on? And they told me that I had forgotten to give one of their peers the ornament and the Christmas card, and that the officer thought that I didn't appreciate the work that he did, and I left him out. The thing that I learned about that was that they cared about their peer enough to come and talk to me about it. And secondly, that this officer wanted to know that he was appreciated just like everyone else. So it taught me a lesson about how employees do care about the little things that you do. So anyway, I hope this video, I hope you found it to be informative, and maybe you can give some ideas about things that you can do to prepare for later. As my son's Cub Scouts groups used to say, be prepared. When you are prepared, then there's much less stress about desperately trying to get the things you need during the time of an emergency. And take the time to really look at some of the things that work, and then, some of the things that need to be done, and then get it done. Take the time to get it done. First Responder Resiliency offers webinars and training, online training right now. We have conferences, but those are all on hold for now. But we do online training, and if you're interested in that, please take a look at our website, because we can tailor those to meet the needs of your agency, as well as the time frame and the concerns that you have. So go ahead and please visit our website at First Responder Resiliency Incorporated for more information. And you can also see other videos on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. And on that note, if you haven't already done so, take a look at other videos posted on our YouTube channel, and give us your feedback on it. Remember to practice safe methods during contacts. Wash your hands. Decontaminate yourself before you go home. Be good to yourself and your fellows, and then just stay out of the outcome. I wish you all the best. Be safe out there, have fun, and work hard. Thank you.